Hello everyone, this is Wrestling Watcher, YouTube channel that is about watching professional wrestling. So MJF survives against Mark Briscoe, retains the title. If you remember, Mark Briscoe and his team won the right for him to have a title shot at Forbidden Door, which I don't necessarily hate the booking, because it was a storyline meant to get the Andrade storyline more over. That was the purpose of it, obviously. And if you watch Dynamite tonight, that'll be more obvious. It was meant to get his face turn further over, as well as tonight's Dynamite. But MJF does survive against Mark Briscoe. And the interesting part about tonight's show was the Kenny Omega situation. Kenny Omega next week will get another shot at MJF's title. But this time, it's the same stipulation that Hangman Adam Page had when he faced MJF earlier this year. That if he loses, he can never again challenge for the AEW World Championship, which makes it a much harder match to sort of predict. I think they kind of showed their hand a little bit, in the sense that, they're doing this babyface turn with Andrade going after MJF and the title. So I will go ahead and predict an MJF win over Kenny Omega. Now, they have a pay-per-view this month called Redemption. I kind of think we're going to see Andrade versus MJF at Redemption, but we'll see. They've done a good job at, I don't want to say being unpredictable, but doing different things when you wouldn't expect them to, right? So it does make the show a little bit more interesting when it's a little bit harder to predict. I think that's a good thing. But Kenny Omega versus Andrade just wouldn't make sense. Now, of course, the Don Callis family attacked Andrade tonight. When you watch the show, you'll see that. So are we going to necessarily get Andrade versus MJF at Redemption? We don't know. I don't think we know yet. Right? No, we do know that Will Ospreay won the Owen Hart tournament. He's going to be in the main event. I believe it's All In for that title shot. So that's already a done deal. But are they giving MJF shorter title runs to sort of increase his title reign number? Eventually get it to, I think he's a 3-time champion now, so would it be to get him to a 4-time, then a 5-time sort of thing to build up that kind of legacy? We'll see. That's an obvious thing they could be doing here, right? And who knows what Hollywood commitments he'll have. I can easily see something, along the next 5, 6, 7 years where MJF leaves to do a movie, comes back, gets a title reign. Leaves to do a movie, gets a title reign. Because he's the best one when it comes to the podcast sort of media circuit of putting the company and the title over. But we are getting MJF versus Kenny Omega 3. I'm predicting another MJF win. I don't think Kenny Omega necessarily needs the title. But there's that chance he pulls it off, right? Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, main event of All In, would be a massive match for that fan base. That's all for this one, guys. Thank you.